kind of a double review. Review of Sasquatch Watch Radio for Monday, June 14, 2010, Flag Day, by the way. It was a pretty great show. The guest was Gary, I can't remember his last name, but he's from Virginia, and he was actually on the expedition, the recent cooperative expedition that was held in Spotsylvania County, Virginia. He was there on that expedition with them. He was mainly talking about tonight his encounter that he had in 2006, I believe it was, and he talked about how he lives not too far from a wildlife. I think it's a wildlife preserve or water. One of those wildlife. I think it's a wildlife management area. I think that's what he said. He lives there. He lives close to one, and he was asked various questions by the folks in the chat. There were some folks that called in. Bruce called in at the end. There were some others, such as Henders33, Henders B33, who comes in the chat rooms every once in a while on the blog talk shows. He called in, and also a guy named Kel called in. Somebody named John also called in and talked to Gary and the hosts. He has some rather interesting ideas about Sasquatch and some interesting theories. And then a fellow named Rick called in. Rick sounded amazingly a little bit like John Horrigan. He sounded a little bit like John Horrigan. He called in and asked some questions. All in all, it was a great show, and Billy and Mike always do a great job. Not sure what their show content is going to be for next Monday, but again, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/SasquatchWatchRadio. And I'm going to be in Oregon at the time, so I may be able to listen to the show from out there, from Eugene, Oregon, because I'll still be in Oregon next Monday. And then shows for this week. Let's see. Of course, I mentioned in my last review, HBM's Cryptid-Corner will be airing this Wednesday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central with guest Toby Johnson, and hopefully some other. Hopefully there'll be some other guests, probably some of the speakers at the event, and that'll begin at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. www.blogtalkradio.com/HBMs-crypto-corner. And then Sean and I are going to do the Sasquatch Experience at 10 Eastern, 9 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/Sasquatch Experience. And as always, we do encourage you to please tune in and support great research. Now, I promised a double review, and that's what this is. Actually, this is going to be a triple review, because I want to do a review of Jordan Warner's latest project, Batman Untold. Oh, it was terrific. It's great. It's great. The camera work, the acting, the cinematography is really terrific. Basically, it's a kind of a different take on Batman's origin story. We don't actually see the shooting of his parents, but we see him as he grows into young adulthood. Jordan is he's playing Bruce Wayne and Batman. He does a really good job. I think he follows well in the footsteps of Christian Bale. He has several actors, several local folks around the Buffalo, New York area who play various characters. The Joker is in this one, also Carmine Falcone, and he shot it in various locations in and around Buffalo, New York. He even shot a little bit in Florida, in Orlando, Florida. And I really enjoyed the project. He makes a really good Batman and Bruce Wayne. His dad actually plays Alfred, Michael Warner. That's Jordan's dad. He plays Alfred. And Jordy kind of said that he looks like the Alfred from the comic books. He does a little bit. And then the actor who played the Joker actually met Adam West when he was a child. So that kind of added a little bit of impetus to it. I would definitely give Batman Untold a 5 out of 5 stars. I'm looking forward to a sequel. And Jordy said it looks like it may be heading in that direction. So I'm looking forward to more from Swordfish Films. And by the way, you can see Jordy's Batman Untold at www.youtube.com/user/swordfishfilms1. Now for the third review. This is a review of a book I got today by Larry and Cheryl Batson. They've written a book called Baxter the Educator's Alphabet Swamp, and this is for the kids. This is for the kids. But I wanted to get an autographed copy of it just to say that I have something autographed by Larry Batson. And the illustrations are by Larry Batson. His wife Cheryl wrote the book. And there's also, you may be able to see Larry's signature, and also his wife Cheryl signed it also. And I'll show you some of the illustrations, some of the great illustrative work that Larry did. There's some of Larry's artwork, some really good artwork, and he really did a great job on this. His wife did a great job in the writing. His wife Cheryl. Actually, interestingly enough, there is a real Baxter the Educator. This is the story about Baxter the Educator. Found abandoned in the Indiana River, Baxter had a bleak future. Larry the Animal Guy, after many years traveling and teaching with wild animals, could offer a better future. He was rescued and became the Educator. The Baxter books are his true story, and all proceeds go to support Baxter and his 13 other rescued American alligator friends. So, and by the way, this is a photo of Baxter. That's the actual alligator. Baxter the alligator, as rescued by Larry Batson. This one, I read it. It's really interesting, but it is more for the kids. This is written for the kids, but it's really good. I would recommend giving it to your kids to educate them about wildlife. It goes through the letters of the alphabet, and it's a lot of rhyming going on. For kids, I think this would be a good 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this particular booklet, and I think kids will enjoy it too. Matter of fact, my nieces now have a copy of this. They have a copy of this as well. Larry sent me 2 copies. He was generous enough to send me 2 copies, and thank you very much, Larry. Really enjoyed this book. Really good stuff. It's good for kids. It's really, really great. Anyway, that's my triple reviews, and we'll see y'all later.